You just spent 25 grand on a new car. You pop the hood to change the oil yourself. Simple, right? Except 2 weeks later, the check engine light flashes, and when you go to the dealership, they say your entire powertrain warranty is void. All because of that one easy fix. It happens more than you think. Today we're breaking down 11 common DIY car fixes that seem harmless, but can secretly void your warranty and cost you thousands. And make sure you stick around, because the last one is something almost every car owner does without realizing it kills their coverage. Let's dive in. Number 1. Changing your own oil the wrong way. Oil changes are the go-to DIY job. But here's the catch. Use the wrong oil or filter and your engine warranty is toast. Dealers test the oil if there's a failure. If they find non-spec oil, you're on the hook for the whole repair. Even using a cheap filter that collapses under pressure can starve your engine of oil. The Magnuson-Moss Warranty Act says you can change your own oil, but you must follow the manufacturer's exact specs and keep the receipts. No proof, no coverage. Sounds small, but one missed spec can mean a denied claim worth $7,000 or more. And oil isn't the only simple fix that gets people burned, because next up is something almost everyone watches a tutorial for online. Number 2. Replacing spark plugs or ignition coils incorrectly. Modern engines rely on sensors and precise torque settings. If you cross-thread a spark plug or use the wrong heat range, you can crack the cylinder head, instantly voiding the warranty on that part. Even using non-OEM ignition coils can cause misfires the ECU logs permanently. Dealers can read those logs. They'll know if non-factory components were installed. Before swapping plugs, always double-check your car's service manual for the exact torque and type. Otherwise, that $40 DIY job turns into a $3,000 repair. And this next one is even worse, because it doesn't just void one part of your warranty, it can flag your entire car in the system. Number 3. Installing aftermarket tunes or ECU flash software. Want a little more horsepower? Most people just download a tune file and flash it themselves. But the moment you reprogram the ECU, your car's digital footprint changes. Manufacturers can detect it instantly, even if you reset it later. Once that happens, your drivetrain warranty is gone. Permanently. They call it TD1 flag at some automakers, and there's no reversing it. Even harmless-sounding tunes for better fuel economy count as modifications. So if you ever thought it's just software, think again. Your warranty coverage is watching. And that leads straight into the next one, because sometimes it's not software that ruins it. It's what you physically bolt on. Number 4. Adding aftermarket exhaust or intake systems. That new cold air intake or catback exhaust might sound amazing, but it can make the manufacturer refuse coverage for engine or emission systems. Why? Because they change airflow and fuel ratios, things that affect emissions compliance. Even if the part claims to be 50-state legal, the dealer can argue that it altered performance. They don't have to prove your mod caused the problem, only that it could have. One customer on a forum shared how his $300 intake cost him a $6,800 turbo replacement out of pocket. He thought it looked cool, the dealer thought otherwise. But this next one is sneakier because it doesn't look like a mod at all, yet it's just as risky. Number 5. Installing LED or HID headlights yourself. Swapping halogen bulbs for bright LEDs sounds harmless. But wiring errors, overheating, or incompatible ballasts can fry your vehicle's electrical system. Dealers can trace the fault directly to customer-installed lighting. Even if nothing burns out, many car computers monitor voltage draw. If your mod triggers an error code, that code stays in memory, and it's proof of modification. So before you light up the road, remember, a $60 bulb swap can cancel a $1,500 electronics warranty. And speaking of electronics, the next DIY job ruins more infotainment systems than anything else. Number 6. Installing your own stereo or dash cam. We've all seen the YouTube guides. Cut a few wires, hook up a dash cam, easy. Except you're tapping into the wrong circuit, maybe the airbag line, maybe the CAN bus. Suddenly your warning lights go off, and your dealership says your electrical warranty is void. Even something as simple as adding a subwoofer without a proper fuse can overload the alternator. If the alternator fails later, it's your problem, not theirs. If you need to add accessories, always use add-a-fuse kits and check the service manual for safe circuits. And if that sounds complicated, it's because it is. But wiring mistakes are nothing compared to what people do when they try to fix their suspension. Number 7. DIY suspension or lift kits. Nothing gets your warranty voided faster than changing ride height. Whether you lower your car for looks or lift your truck for off-roading, it changes suspension geometry and drivetrain angles. Manufacturers see that as altering design intent. If a control arm breaks or a differential leaks, they'll deny coverage instantly. Even replacing shocks or struts with non-OEM parts can be risky. Unless your manual specifically allows it, stick to factory-approved replacements. And remember, a lifted truck might look great on Instagram, but if the transmission fails after, you'll be paying full price. Still, some people don't touch suspension, they just make a tiny visual tweak that ends up being just as costly. Number 8. Painting brake calipers or wheels. You might not think paint can void a warranty, but it can. Brake systems generate extreme heat. If paint seeps onto seals or sensors, it can damage them, and dealers will mark it as unauthorized modification. Wheel paint or powder coating can cause even more problems if it affects balancing or lug nut torque. Dealers inspect wheels closely because improper torque can damage wheel hubs or bearings. It's rare, but if they trace a failure to that paint job, coverage is gone. And if you think cosmetic mods are safe, the next one shows even your phone can get you in trouble.
Number 9. Using cheap OBD2 scanners or reset tools. A $20 scanner seems harmless until it corrupts data. Some low-quality devices can short out communication lines or overwrite system logs. If that happens, the dealer's diagnostic equipment can't communicate with your car, and they'll flag it as tampering. Manufacturers treat corrupted data like a modified ECU. You might not have meant to hack it, but the system sees it that way. Use only scanners from trusted brands, or better yet, just read codes and never clear them yourself before service, because clearing them hides clues dealers use to diagnose, and that raises suspicion fast. But the next mistake people make doesn't even involve tech. It's something as simple as saving a few bucks on brake pads.
Number 10. Using aftermarket or ceramic brake pads. You see them online, high-performance ceramic pads that promise less dust and longer life. But not all pads are created equal. If your rotors or sensors get damaged because of incompatible friction material, your brake system warranty is void. Some pads generate more heat and cause rotor warping. Others trigger ABS warnings. If a dealer spots blue-tinted rotors or unusual wear, they'll know aftermarket parts caused it. Stick with factory-approved pads or ones listed in your service manual. Otherwise, that squeal you hear might be your warranty screaming goodbye. And finally, the most common DIY move of all, one that seems smart but backfires every time. Number 11. Flushing your transmission or coolant system. Fluid flushes are good maintenance when done right, but using the wrong fluid type or mixing brands can destroy seals and clutches. Transmission damage is one of the fastest ways to void coverage. Some cars require specific OEM fluids with unique additives. If your system fails and the dealer finds the wrong fluid, even slightly off, your claim is denied. Coolant flushes are the same story. Mixing colors, like green and orange, can cause corrosion inside the engine block. The repair bill? Thousands. If you really want to service fluids yourself, always use OEM fluids, keep the bottles, and document every step. But honestly, one wrong move and that routine maintenance becomes a legal battle over warranty coverage. And that brings us to the big picture. DIY fixes feel empowering until they don't. Your warranty is a safety net worth thousands of dollars, and one careless move can tear it apart. Remember, warranties aren't void just because you did the work, they're void when the work causes the failure. So before grabbing a wrench, ask yourself, am I fixing this or gambling my warranty? Because once it's gone for good.